Yo, what's up, guys? Everybody is having a wonderful day today. I woke up around 5 this morning, to bed around midnight, couldn't sleep, so I'm going on a walk, and I'm going to go ahead and make a video ways that I have adapted to the Filipino lifestyle. Let's get into it, and yeah. So, as many of you may know, some of you may know, I moved here in the Philippines. I'm still on a tourist visa, but I moved here, or I came here, my plane landed on the 4th of July, which, of course, I would never forget that because in America, that is 4th of July of 2024. I've been to the Philippines once before that. The year before that, I came in September. Right before I got out of the military, I took my leave, left, and stayed all the way until November. By that time, I was military. Yeah. So, I had already had an idea of kind of what the Filipino lifestyle was when I came here last year. Thanks to that, and the fact that I was with a Filipina who were doing LDR at the time. So, I kind of knew already, kind of had an idea, the lifestyle. So I just had to learn to adapt to it when I got here, stay long term. The biggest thing I adapted to was eating rice a lot. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Here in the Philippines, rice is life. Love the rice. And that's something I kind of had to adapt to because it's even places like McDonald's, you can order rice with your food. I typically don't, but you can. But at some of the smaller restaurants, local Italian restaurants, all their food, always get rice with it. It took me a little bit to adapt to that. To be honest, I didn't adapt to it until like 3 months ago, probably like December, maybe January of this year. But the best way to do that, if you don't like rice like me, because it doesn't really have much of a taste, the best way to deal with that is just to mix the rice and your food, and the rest of your food together. Because the great thing about Filipino food, one of the things I love, is that there's a lot of good sauce, and there's a lot of food that is like soup. The soup and the sauce both taste great. They're delicious. I love the food. So the best thing to do in that situation is just to mix the food. Makes the rice taste amazing. It's a lot more filling. You don't need as much. And basically adapt it. So that was the major thing I had to adapt, was eating rice. It was just crazy, I know. But another thing I had to adapt to Another thing I had to adapt to was how sociable everybody is. Very sociable. But it's not that sociable. I'm sociable because I freak out. But instead of letting that anxiety cause me to crawl up to a corner and wanna cry, I use that anxiety to give me energy. When I have energy, I talk a lot. That's actually one of the ways my fiance knows if I don't feel good. It's if I'm not talking. I'm not talking to her much when I'm not busy or something. That's one of the ways she knows. I use the energy from the anxiety, but I had to get used to that because everyone here is they're very friendly, they're very happy. I love it. I absolutely love it. It just took a lot of getting used to. That's all. It took a lot of getting used to, considering I'm typically a happy person, but I'm not much of a talker, and believe it or not, to just random people, and that's why it's so hard. So the way I adapted to that, like I said, is I just used that anxiety that I was feeling. I used it to energy, and that energy makes me much more sociable. And finally, the way I dress is another thing that I have adapted to with. I like to dress up. I like to wear nice button-up suits, or at least shirts. I like to look, how would you say, almost look like a preacher, I guess, like a Baptist preacher. That's just me. That I don't see it. I've seen like 2 people that are not in school, 2 people that were dressed up in a suit, a tie. Yeah, so I had to adapt the clothing style. You can see I'm wearing a shirt of it. I can't remember his real name, but yeah, I'm wearing that and shorts and shoes. The shoes were actually quite expensive. Everything else was cheap as heck. I got this shirt, 50 peso, I think, or 200 pesos, $4 at my neighbor's store, shoe shop here in Pandan. So if you ever want to go, I will say the quality on, I like much better than the quality of the other clothes I have from America. But I think it's because these clothes were made for the Philippines. They're a lot more breathable because the air here is hot and humid typically. So I think that's probably why they feel so much better. But I highly suggest checking that place out if you're ever in town. Shout out to my neighbor's shop. And that's about it. Oh, and I wear sunglasses now. I wear, when I'm not wearing my glasses, I'm wearing contacts. And if the sun is out, especially how bright the sun can get here, it hurts my eyes. So sunglasses are a good thing to have in that situation, as well as the cap that could help block out the sun that could harm my eyes because of the contacts, I suppose. So that's it. I know this wasn't the longest video I've done, but those are the things that I had to adapt to. The 3 major things. If you have any questions, any comments, any concerns, any complaints, please leave them in the comment section below. I try to respond to everyone as quickly as possible. Just know I'm typically pretty busy, so I can't always respond in a timely fashion. Know that you guys are valuable and you matter. By the way, I got that quote from Kitboga. Shout out to Kitboga, a sponsor who probably doesn't know I exist. He always says that at the end of his videos. I picked up that habit because it's a nice thing to hear someone say. I know that there are a lot of people who struggle with it. But know that you're valuable, that you matter. Till next time, everyone, God bless.